You get the sash for the second place.
Well,
I think this we might get some pushback on this one from a few people, but I kind of feel like Shaq's been kind of tiptoeing the line a little bit, man. Shaquille O'Neal.
Who? Oh,
Shaq.
man.
I think
What's
Shaq
Shaq
might have
do?
been.
What's Shaq do?
I think Shaq might have been tiptoeing the line. What you think, Ham?
man, I mean, I thought that initially, but then I kind of let him slide because he was just joking. But, you know.
What was the joke?
He's been a clown.
Because I don't know what he said.
What
did he do?
No, just, he just made like the diss track for LeVar Ball.
So, no, he shouldn't get it. I mean, he shouldn't even be on the considered if he just made a diss track with LeVar Ball. Because that's, in fact,
LeVar
that's who
probably
should be the
deserved it.
runner-up.
No.
LeVar probably deserved it.
Now, LeVar. Now, you know a definition of coon. LeVar ain't about this establishment. No white women, no, not the white system, not the white company.
Other than his wife.
I mean, as bad as BBB is, like, LeVar, he corny but woke. So, LeVar can't be a coon. He could be a clown of the week, but not a coon.
Yeah,
Definitely not LeVar. Yeah, he'd be a clown of the week.
He's not out here trying to push the agenda of the majority.
But Shaq can't get it for clowning him, though.
Let's
That's
just
what
put
I'm saying.
Shaq on watch. You just on
No,
coon
I'm
watch,
throwing
man.
Stephen A. Smith on watch too, man. I'm sick of Max
Okay.
Kellerman being more black than him on First Take.
Yeah.
I'm about sick of that.
Yeah,
So
man.
Stephen A.
Stephen A.
is right there at the line.
Man.
So, but
Let's get that drum roll. Let's get that drum roll up for the winner, though.
All right, we
Yeah.
got it, Lance. Let's get that drum roll ready. The coon of the week is Sweet Baby Ray Lewis.
Sweet
Ray Coon.
Ray Coon.
The Ray Coon.
Yeah.
Ray Coon.
Ray Coon.
Ray Coon.
Ray Coon
Hey.
himself.
Now tell the listeners why he
I
gets
got a
Coon
question
of the
before
week.
I got a question before we get it. Is Ray Coon still a pastor?
Man, that's good. I didn't know he was
I
one.
don't know. I think he was a motivational speaker turned pastor.
I know you
Murderer.
don't preach on first
Yeah.
Sunday
I'm not
because you got to
sure
wear
what
a white suit.
Yeah. He's he got an extensive resume. He's a Pro Bowler. He's a NFL Super Bowl champion, MVP,
So
Defensive Player of the Year, murderer.
Let me tell you a joke, a Ray Lewis joke, man. So a murderer and a rapist walk into a bar and then talk trash about a guy protesting. No, I'm playing. But that, I mean, how this dude family? Like
Right.
you and your son, like you a murderer and your son a rapist, and you talk about a dude who take a knee and talk about keep it to himself.
Yeah.
Like the audacity
Right.
of this dude, man, it's just like it's crazy to me.
Well, and see, Ham, if you want to go ahead and just explain to anyone who isn't aware why Ray Lewis is officially named Coon of the Week by the Firing Squad podcast, you can go ahead and just explain to our listeners what exactly he did, a general synopsis.
Okay, so basically, Ray is the token voice of the establishment to kind of validate that there is black interest in the agenda that they're pushing, if that makes sense. So Harbaugh and I think Ozzie Newsome, who is a black guy who who's up high in the Ravens.
He's a GM. He's the GM of the Ravens.
Exactly. So very high GM, right? So he's a brother and then the white coach, head coach. They were interested in Kaepernick, but then the owner of the team consulted with a few brothers, you know what I'm saying? And one of them was Ray Lewis. And I really do believe Ray Lewis, well, I know now after his statement that Ray Lewis is instrumental in, planting that seed of hesitation in the owner's head about, actually signing Kaepernick. And then he came out and told Kaepernick he needs to keep his protest to himself and his beliefs into himself. Even after Colin already says he's not protesting the anthem anymore, his point has been made. He basically Colin's presence is his movement now, so he don't have to do like anything crazy. Not even I take that back. Crazy. He doesn't even have to make a motion anymore. But Ray Lewis is being used as like, hey, look, even the black guy agrees. So that therefore justifies me not being racist. Number one. And he was also a former player, so I'm not just folding to the fans because I take Ray Lewis's opinion so serious. So, yeah Ray just like
And there's always one that does that, like Paris Denard. He should be the Coon. He in the Coon Hall of Fame.
Oh, Paris Denard, Jason Whitlock battling for the
sheriff,
legendary status. Legendary
David
Coon.
Locke, yeah.
And the thing, though, this is the thing, though, that really pissed me off about the whole Ray Lewis thing, is because at first, at first, so when he went on Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless show, and
Shannon Goat,
and Shannon and Ray had a back and forth. And at first, he tried to say that, oh, he's not getting a job because he's not that good. And then once Shannon Sharp pretty much shot that down and said, well, look at Shannon Sharp started naming off different backup quarterbacks that had jobs, and pretty much Kaepernick is better than all of them. And then named off a couple of people who had starting jobs and were better than him. Then Ray Lewis started. Then Ray flipped the narrative and was like, "Well, he shouldn't have said what he said. He should have left that on the field, and he should have left off the field. And the field is a sanctuary where we don't want any outside distractions. And people have been fighting that battle for years. People have been fighting that battle for years, and we still haven't really gotten anywhere. So he shouldn't have even. If they can't get anywhere, then he should have known that his protest wasn't going to do anything but lead to
but it did. Yeah, he deserved
something bad. It's pretty much what he said. He pretty much said that. He said, people. He said people have been fighting for these same things that Colin been fighting for years, and we really haven't gotten anywhere. So he should have known that his protest wasn't going to do anything positive, and the only results would be bad for him.
But here's the craziest thing is that literally in the NFL you get a second chance if you are a criminal, a drug user, you beat your wife, convicted, like all these crazy things. If you have talent, you'll get a second chance. Vehicular homicide. I mean, you name it, you can get a second chance. But if you stand up for civil rights, then you get blackballed. That's the craziest thing.
Volumes.
That is the craziest thing.
And the thing too is that people are saying, "Oh, he's not being blackballed." Well, if the coach and the GM come to the owner and say, "We want to sign this guy," and then the owner says no, what else is that? That's not a blackball. If the coach and the GM come to you and say, "We think this guy can help our team, we want to sign him," and the GM is like, "Nope, we're not going to sign him." I mean, come on now. And the thing too is like Goodell got up there and was like, "No, nobody's blackballed because that means that there would have to be collusion and that everybody has gotten together and said we're not going to sign him and do this. It doesn't have to be
unspoken.
Explicit. It could be implicit.
Yeah.
The fact that is that all of those owners talk, and we all know that majority of those owners are Trump supporters. Like, let's just put that out there.
Yeah,
most of those guys are Trump supporters. They in Trump pocket. Like Robert Kraft and Trump are friends, like really good friends. Most of these guys probably put money towards his administration, and they are using. And these owners are also using this to say to other players, "Look, don't do this, or you're gonna be like Kaepernick."
Right. And the reason why
do anything outside of what we want you to do, you're gonna be like Kaepernick. You ain't gonna have a job.
And the reason why Ray is such a huge coon is on that on the show with Shannon. Like, Ray always tried to use his vibrato. He lowered his tone of voice. He leaned in on Shannon. He tried to make eye contact. He tried to lure Shannon into his little convoluted angle too, by trying to make some points. But Shannon is like the man now, and he wasn't taking the damn bait. You understand what I'm saying? Like Ray for years has been full of fluff, and he says a bunch of nonsense. He's just so intense, man. It's like, nice frosting on a nasty ass cupcake. That's what Ray has been the whole time, and people just ain't been like paying attention until just now.
He talks real loud, real passionate, and says nothing a lot of times.
Right.
Ray benefited from a second chance. Yeah. That's the thing that pissed me off about Michael Vick and Ray Lewis is they both benefited from getting second chances. And they sit here acting like this man shouldn't get one.
Which is exactly why they were propped to do what they did.
At least Mike gave him some misguided keys, man. But damn, like Ray worse. Like Vic bad, but Ray worse though.
Yeah, like, Ray's rationale made no sense whatsoever. Like everything he was saying made no sense. But the fact that both of them got second chances,
right,
and they're so adamantly against Kaepernick. First of all, they're adamant against the fact that he's not being blackballed. They both tried to say that he's not getting a job because he's not good, which just doesn't make any sense. Because we know he's better than at least all of the backups and probably 20% of the starters.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes. But I mean, we already know what it is. But Ray Lewis for chucking that watermelon and soft shoeing on national TV. You have earned Coon of the Week.
You deserve it.
Putting on them tap dance shoes.
Question.
And Cap, you win anyway because you don't get CTE now.
Do y'all think Ray suffers from
Shannon Sharp
CTE?
too for being a real one.
Oh, if there was an anti-Coon award, shout out to Shannon Sharp for the anti-Coon award for the week. The most woke brother, because I think he had another incident too, exchange with someone on Twitter.
Clay Travis from Fox.
Yeah, tell us about that, Lyles.
So I think this is his name, Clay Travis, on Fox News.
Yeah, that's it.
So Clay Travis on Fox News started tweeting at Skip and Shannon, talking about, he started putting all these facts out there, talking about most people murdered by police are white and Hispanic. Why are black people complaining? He said black people make up 3% or 6% of the population, yet commit 90% of the murders and are like 80% of the jails are populated by African Americans, and pretty much saying that like black people need to shut up because they're the ones that they're not the ones being they're not the largest sect of people being shot by cops and all this other stuff.
He contradicted his own argument.
Then in the end, his last tweet was like, if you want me to come on the show, which is his main thing for trolling, if you want me to come on the show and debate this, and I'll happily come on the show and discuss this and educate y'all on what's really going on. And then Shannon Sharp pretty much tweeted back at him and said, hey, Clay Travis, I don't know you. You don't know me. Just know that I don't fuck with you. Don't make me lose my job. Have a good day.
First of all, but here's the thing, though. Just what you said is how statistics work. Of course, white people get shot more because they have more people. But you can't have it both ways. You can't say there's more white people killed by cops because there's more white people, and then say black people have more crime. But if you looked at the same, white people would have more crime because there's more white people. So you can't have it both ways. So if more white people get shot, more white people get married, more white people go to school, more white people go to the grocery store.
Public assistance, more white people on welfare.
More white people on everything because there's more white people, period. So you can't even use, like, you can't have it both ways, like use statistics and saying that they are the most when it's convenient because they are the most. But when it's not convenient, you use a different stat. That's, man. Thank God you take it.
Yeah, speaking of skew, wasn't there something with the Department of Justice regarding, what was it, racial discrimination?
Affirmative action.
And college admission or something to that effect?
And in white fragility news,
breaking news in white peers.
Breaking news in the white fragility camp. The Department of Justice is now going to launch an investigation into white people being discriminated against getting into colleges.
Man,
because of affirmative action, saying that there are black students getting into schools because they're black, and white people are not getting those spots but are more qualified, but are losing out because of affirmative action rules.
Wow. Yeah, I have been feeling kind of guilty holding the white man back for these last 20 years, man. So, I mean, it was fun while
I'm so sorry. Guess what? If I took your spot at school, fuck you.
Yeah.
No, if I took your spot, just know I had to be twice as better than you. Just know that.
Just
if I
know.
took the spot, you should have been stronger and faster.
Hey, just know what Lyles did though. Lyles is literally like a super smart dude. So he got into all these schools, holding somebody's, and I'm glad you did it because it's actually holding these people's spot and not telling them he wasn't coming. So it is somebody who didn't get into some of these schools that you was holding their spot, and you knew you wasn't coming to it. So I appreciate you doing that.
Right.
Yeah, I was petty at a young age, man.
Shout out to Lyles for holding the white man back.
Right.
I had a girl in high school. I had a classmate in high school. Pretty much cry